Assalamu alaikum class. Hopefully you all are doing great. In last class, I asked you to complete an activity which I also shared in the group. There was a day in your life. So have you prepared that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Mozama and Tahira has prepared that. Okay, let's start from Mozama.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, Mozama, if you have written it somewhere, so please don't read it. Just close that notebook or diary and try to speak it yourself.
Okay, ma'am. So, assalamu alaikum, everyone. So, today I'm talk about my day in life. So, as the morning sun cast an enchanting glow, I woke up feeling refreshed. After my prayers, I dressed up for the university and had a quick breakfast before heading out. The the air filled me with energy, but my back-to-back classes on international politics of Middle East and international law make my day become very tenacious. By midday, I returned to my hostel, enjoying a peaceful lunch before taking a much-needed nap. The fleeting moments of rest left me feeling nostalgic for carefree days, but soon it was a time to get back-to-back classes. I spent the evening managing content on Twitter and LinkedIn. After that, I followed my day by having a 4 hours of study. As the day came to an end, I finally lay down to sleep at 11, ready to do it all over again tomorrow. So that's all about my day, how I spend my day, in my hostel.
Well done, Mozama.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Javeria and Fatima, have you prepared the task?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so let's ask from Tahira first.
Yes, should I start?
Yeah.
I woke up feeling lethargic today, so I decided to go on an invigorating morning walk. The weather was tranquil and the sound of little birds chirping was enchanting. This beautiful fleeting moment made me nostalgic about my school days, which put me in a pensive mood. Then I immediately walked back home because I realized that I had a very tedious day ahead of me.
Okay, Tahira, you started it in just in a great way. So the pronunciation, the sentence structure, everything was amazing. But like the starting was great, but it didn't complete it in a in an appropriate way. When you focus too much on starting, you should also focus on ending. Like try to conclude that.
Okay, I mean, I just walked back home. I didn't know what else to say.
Okay. And okay, okay. The task was to use at least 5 words, so you used those. But so if you would have used all those words, that would be more appreciable.
I think I used eight or nine of those words.
Yeah, because I was looking for a serendipitous, but you didn't use that. So no worries. By the way, the effort was great. So
Thank you.
okay, so now Fatima.
Yes, ma'am. So, a day in my life. The day was tedious, but the air was invigorating when we head out for our girls' picnic. However, the ride was mundane as we could not connect the Bluetooth. When we reached the lake, the weather was enchanting, the air was cool, crunchy, and dreamy. The serendipitous moment was when we find the perfect spot to sit and chat. We arranged our decor and took pictures and videos. I had a bad fleeting feeling, but then it was all good. When it was time to eat, we were unexpectedly surrounded by dogs, so I went to a shopkeeper and asked for help. He was laughing at us for being frightened. Anyhow, he helped us. After the food, we played Truth and Dare. A nostalgic wave hit us all, and we were talking about childhood. Overall, it was a tranquil day as we enjoyed it the most.
Amazing, Fatima. Tabinda, have you prepared the task? Javeria Habib, you may answer. Tabinda, if I'm audible to you, you may respond in the chat box. Like, just let me know yes or no. That's it. Yes, Javeria.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So, 2 days ago, the night in Kashmir was supposed to be tranquil, but my body had other plans. The cramps started subtly, a dull edge creeping up my legs, until suddenly it felt like my muscles were knots being pulled tighter and tighter, refusing to relent. I curled into myself, trying to find a position that didn't send sharp jolts of pain through my limbs, but the tedious battle between comfort and agony only left me feeling lethargic. The cold didn't help, it clung into my skin and made everything feel 10 times worse. My blanket, though thick, but felt useless against the Kashmiri winter, which had long shed its enchanting charm. The room was dimly lit, shadows stretching across the walls, but even in the darkness, I could feel the weight of that night pressing down on me. I tried to breathe through the pain, closing my eyes, willing my body to relax, but the thoughts drifted to summers past, the carefree days of warmth and happiness. And lastly, then, as if fate had decided to give me a break, a sound cut through the silence, the faint melody of Kashmiri folk song floating in the air. Although I couldn't understand the lyrics, but it was sure a serendipitous moment, a song so soft yet so full of longing that it pulled me out of my own suffering just even for a second. My breathing slowed, my grip on the pains loosened, and for a fleeting moment, I felt something close to peace. Thank you.
Well done, Javeria.
Thank
It was
you.
a great effort. So, okay, the thing I have observed that you have a great stock of vocab.
Sorry?
So, you have a great stock of vocab. So you use very, classy words. So that's really impressive. But there's just one mistake in the, in pronunciation. Many times you mispronounce the words.
Okay.
For example, in today's task, the word is tedious.
Tedious.
Yeah, and
But I said tedious.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Tedious, right.
and you also mispronounce the word serendipitous. Like it
Okay,
was like there was not a huge mistake, but a little mistake in that. Otherwise, the effort was
okay,
great. So
okay.
all
Thank
of
you.
all of you, yeah. So Mozuma, Tahira, Fatima, Javeria. So like, mashallah, great work.
Thank you.
Yeah, so as it's our second last class, and maybe in tomorrow's class we will conclude the things, and we will talk about some tricks by which we can improve our language, all that. So I guess the activity which we practice is the last. Okay, so what you have learned from this is that how to use these classy words in your conversation, and how to make them a part of your daily life conversation. And as you guys have tried now, so you know, you can do it better next time. Like just like keep striving on it. So inshallah, one day you all will be pro. So today we have some very common and general phrasal verbs. So, these are like, not difficult at all. We just need to practice them to make them a part of our daily conversation. So, many times we say the very traditional way that you first, like it's about anything. For example, when we are crossing and we just like offer someone else the path to move on. Or, for example, if you're eating together and you guys are just like picking the same thing, just like uh, uh, you give the other person a chance to do that. Like like in many scenarios, we use this word "you" first. So most of the time, maybe you have heard it in the dramas and the movies. So now they are using the word "after you." Like it's more trendy. So instead of saying "you" first, focus on "after you." So, okay, and the another thing is you are supposed to speak the second words. I haven't highlighted those, but I guess now you can uh, get that. So the first one in the row, they're the meanings, and you're supposed to use the second words. So instead of saying do it slowly, just say go slowly. So that sounds more classy. So stand away, you can say that stand off. And most of the time when we say to like the children or the kid that stay right here, so you can just say that stay put. So stay put means stay exact there, stay right here, like that. So don't touch, you may say hands off. For example, if someone is touching your phone, so you may say that hands off. Or like the kid is touching some toxic thing, so in that case we also say that hands off. So for example, someone is leaning on the bag, that is on the chair, and you have to get something from your bag. So in that scenario, we used to say that move a bit, so you could also say that scoot over. Like it depends. Then be satisfied means be content. Like instead of yes, Fatima.
Actually, I am a bit busy right now, so I'll be back after 5 minutes. So, if you don't mind that.
Oh, sure, Fatima. Okay, guys, the word for satisfaction can be contentment. So similarly, when we have to say that satisfied, we may say that content. So be satisfied means be content, or you may say that I'm satisfied. So you can say that I'm content, or I have contentment. And this one is very general. Like instead of saying that open the door, you may say that answer the door. So these are for the kid, like do it alone. So do it by yourself. Yes, Javeria.
Can you give example of be satisfied? It's a bit confusing. I couldn't
Yeah, sure,
understand this one.
sure, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, Fatima, I guess I was illustrating all those. So, do you want the illustration of some specific one? Oh, Javi, I'm asking you this. I just say Fatima.
Just for be satisfied and be content.
Okay, all right.
Like
So,
it's very confusing to how to use it in a sentence.
sure. All right. So, okay, what I was saying that instead of satisfaction, we use the word contentment. I'm just writing it here for you. Contentment. So when we say that I have satisfaction over this, you may say that I have contentment, like that. So the sentence I was using for satisfied or content was most of the time we say that I'm satisfied. So you may say that I'm content, right? Instead of saying I'm satisfied, you may say that I'm content.
Okay, okay. Now I get it. Thank you.
Yeah. For example, you may say that I'm content with my life, means I'm satisfied with my life, or I'm content with how things are going. So you may use content as an alternative of satisfied and the contentment as a alternative of satisfaction.
Okay, I understood now.
Okay. Guys, just go through from it, and you may take a minute. Okay, guys. I hope you have run through it. So let me ask you some questions. The Okay, I will provide you a scenario, and you are supposed to say the phrasal verbs, and you have to use the words of the second row, not of the first row, as they are the meanings. For example, if the answer would be do it slowly, so you have to say that go slowly. And likewise, if the answer is that I'm satisfied, so you have to say that like I'm content, the second row. Okay, so the first question is, a security officer is managing a crowd near a restricted area. So, and the officer said everyone dash until the further investigation. All right. So Mosma Batul. Can
Um,
can you answer that?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I guess in my mind there are two answers. Firstly, go slowly, or secondly, I think like stay put while the investigation is happening.
Okay. So, Tahira, what do you think?
Stand off.
Okay, yes, you may use the standoff, but the most appropriate is stay put because the investigation is happening at the moment, and the officer, most of the time, for example, any robbery has taken just now, and they have just locked that place, so they want everyone to stay there until they complete the investigation or interrogation. So that's why the stay put would be more appropriate. Okay, so the next scenario is you are working as an organic chemist and you have to visit the lab, but you also have your youngest sibling with you, and they have observed some chemicals here, so they just wanna touch that. So what would you say? Yes, Javeria.
Hands off from the chemicals.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need to mention the object as well, that hands off mobile, hands off chemicals. No, you just um, can say hands off. Okay. So the next question is, there's a casual friends gathering and all friends are there, and just Ali is left, and suddenly they heard a bell rang. Have you got the question? Yes, Mosma.
Go slowly.
Uh, yes, Fatima.
It's answer the door.
Yeah, Mosma, because it's a friends gathering and all friends are there except one, and they suddenly heard the bell ringing.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, let's practice one more, then we will go next.
Excuse me. I think these phrasal verbs are more like we have to put emotion in it. Like, for example, go slowly, stay put, hands off, something like that. We should say like this.
Sorry, Javeria, what you were saying?
I was saying that these phrasal verbs are more like we have to put emotion in it. For example, go
Yeah,
slowly, hands off, like something like that. Like
exactly.
do it by yourself. Like we have to put some emotion and our expression.
That would be ridiculous. Yes, as I have just explained a scenario of like a kid is about to touch the chemical, so you and in that case you just like say that hands off, like in a very frustrating way, or like in a hurry. And many times when we just when we hear that the bell is ringing, so we also say that like answer the door, like that, or for go slowly. Yes, exactly. You're right. So you just like put the expressions. That would give it, different colors. Okay, the next scenario can be a professor assigns a task and a student asks if they can work in pairs. So the teachers say, no, you have to dash. Okay, let's ask from Javeria so that she may put some emotions in it as well.
Actually, can you repeat? I couldn't listen. Your voice was like, can you
Okay,
repeat?
Mozuma can repeat on my behalf. Mozuma, can
Okay.
you?
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, your question was like that a teacher assign a group work and one student say that no, teacher gives an assignment to the class and one said that the assignment will be can we do the assignment in group? So teacher said dash.
Do it by yourself.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Mozuma and Javeria, good job. We also have some daily use idioms. So sit tight means wait patiently. So you may use that in a scenario. For example, it's your test day, and you're waiting for your teacher to give you that answer sheet, and there's some issue with the printing machine, and students are asking again and again. So the teacher just get frustrated and say that sit tight. In a jam means in a difficult sport, so which you can also use in a versatile situation. Clear as mud means difficult to understand. For example, if some concept is really complex and intricate, so you may say it's clear as mud, means it's difficult to understand. So a smart cookie means an intelligent person. So as Gen Z's use the word pookie. So just like that, a cookie. So a smart cookie, like an intelligent person. And see eye to eye means to agree on something. For example, you're in a group discussion and you agree on the same perspective, on the same idea. So you may say that we see eye to eye, or we are on the same page. As we have learned in the previous lecture, we are on the same page. So you may use this both. We are on the same page, or we see eye to eye, means we agree on the same thing. Okay, this time, Javeria and Mosma, you think about a scenario. Okay, it's for a Mozuma, it's a smart cookie, and for Javeria is clear as mud. Okay, when you guys will have done, you may raise your hands. Yes, Saveria.
So my supervisor assigned me a research work on my thesis, but who's gonna tell her that it's clear as mud?
Okay, that's great. Yes, Mosma.
Yes, ma'am. It was like uh, Mosma solved a tough problem on her first day at university. Her professor smiled that you are a smart cookie, and she felt really proud. So I think this is the scenario.
Okay, that's great. Both of you just did a a great and a smart job. Just for both of you.
I really wanted to put some, emotion in the idiom, so I think it will be like that.
Okay, so it's like you appreciate yourself. That's great. And
Ma'am, if
the very scenario was funny and interesting as well. Yes, Mosma.
yes, ma'am, I was saying that self love is very important.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Here's our last scenario. Last question. So there is a worker who is struggling to pay the rent of the month. So when his friend arrived there, so he said that in a dash. Yes, Mosma.
In a gem.
Yeah. So that's a difficult situation for him. Okay, so this question is from Javeria. So okay, the question is for Javeria. Mozama forgot to renew her driver's license and she got pulled over. So she called you, Javeria, and she said that I forgot to renew my license and now dash.
I'm in a jam.
Yeah, the
I'm in a
same
difficult
answer.
spot.
Exactly. So for any difficult situation, you may use that word. Guys, do you have any question?
No question.
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you practice these idioms or phrases or try to use these in your daily life conversation?
Whenever is needed, I sometimes use because that's how I'm gonna remember these idioms and phrasal verbs.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I think I'm familiar with few idioms, that our professor use in the class, or sometime, those one of my class fellows that are really good in English, they use the idioms. So I really, use these idioms when I listen or connect that someone is trying to use these idioms. Then I practice it so that in daily life conversation with those people, I can easily talk with them like that.
Uh, okay, Mosma, that's great. And You can get from one thing from this as well, that when someone speaks some new word, some classy word, we get curious, we want to know the meaning, and then we try to use that in our next conversation. So the same goes for them as well. Like when you will be using some new words, some classy words, so they will also try to mimic you, right? So like if you have learned some word from here, or like if you have attended the previous class, so you may use those words to influence others as well. And if you want to improve your conversation skills, you don't need to go for very difficult words. You may learn some like 50 to 100 words, which we commonly use. For example, to start, you may say that to commence, like for example, Mozama, you have to start a project, so you may say that let's commence our work, let's commence the project. So like many people won't know the meaning of that. So of course, like they will get a little curious and they will say, okay, they, like Mozama is using this word, so like they will search that. And for now, as we have learned the word contentment. So like if you're not satisfied over something, so you may say that like I don't have satisfaction over that, so you can say that I don't have contentment over that. So like these little words make a huge difference. So like this was just a workshop for 7 to 8 days. We can't learn like the whole stock, but like the words which you have learned, just try to use these and try to make them a part of your conversation. And Javeria and Moz